Hi everybody. Thank you for taking a few minutes out to join me on a video here quick. I wanted to kind of run over some things. Boy, it's been, past couple of weeks have been really tough. And I know it's been tough on us here in the office at ASA, but in Washington, D.C., but I'm sure it's been very tough at your shops as well. Outside of 9/11, I don't think we've ever seen it this challenging. At least I don't recall it like this, where you go to stores day after day after day and the shelves are empty and some necessary products are missing and things of that nature. So this is a very uncharted waters for, I think, all of us. And the reason for the video is I wanted to kind of let you know what's going on, what we've been doing, but also take some knots out of everybody's stomachs to let you know that ASA is here for you. That's what we do as an association. I think that when you hear some of the things, or if you haven't read them already, I encourage you to do so. But some of the things that we've done just in the past 7 days have been monumental. But before I get started, I need to take a moment and say thank you to your ASA staff here at the office. Brenda and Blair and our membership department have been doing a phenomenal job. Beth and Julie in accounting have been doing a great job. Our marketing communications with Leona and Doug and Tricia, they've been on top of things. We've been doing a lot of things this week. There's been a lot of stressful moments. Sometimes those poor folks have been right in the middle of writing an article or an update to put it out to the industry, and we're getting a phone call from Bob Redding or Alexandra in Washington, D.C. that something changed or there's new and improved type of thing. But also Tony Mala with the podcast and industry relations. He's been doing a bang up job. And like I said, Bob Redding and Alexandra in Washington, D.C. But it doesn't stop there with the staff. We are blessed to have our affiliates as well. When you look at ASA Northwest with Jeff Lovell and his team, you look at Diana in Arizona and her duties that she's been doing there. You look at Julie in Colorado, what she's been doing there. Thank you all. And I'm not done. We still have Deb and Donna in Illinois. We've got Matt in ASA Ohio, Mary and Gary knocking it out of the ballpark down in ASA Florida, April in Georgia, and of course Jennifer and her team right here in ASA Texas. Thank you guys very much. Thank you for getting back to us with some of the questions and concerns that the members have had in your territories. It's really helped us to stay focused on what we need to do and get those answers out to all the members and to the industry. That's one of the things we're unique in at ASA is that I think that separates us from others. Number one, we represent independent automotive repair industry, both collision and mechanical. We're unique in that aspect. The second part is we have a representative in Washington, D.C. watching out for issues on behalf of our industry. And that goes 24/7, 365. But I'll tell you what, this past week, I think Bob and Alexandra have gotten some sleep, but they've been on top of it. And thank you guys for all you've done. And that's important to us. And let me tell you why. As business industry owners, we're concerned about our employees, about our community, and about our business as a whole. And so Bob's been there with these various stimulus packages that have been introduced now and Senate in the past week. He's been there in those discussions on their behalf. And it's really important that we stay there, and we're going to. In a few minutes, I'm going to talk about what's going on. But there's a couple things we need to pay attention to in the coming week. And I'll key in on that in just a few minutes. But, Bob has been there for, when the $700 billion package is going and being revisited and updated. He's been there to make sure that the Small Business Association is there also representing us and making sure that those loans and funds are available to our industry. Doing a great job of doing that. We're there. It's happening. And also to make sure that we're not forgotten. So that's one piece. The other piece is what's coming about. Later this past week, we've also gotten involved on making sure that we're part of that essential critical infrastructure workforce, that we can stay open, because as this virus is hurting all of us, we've already seen a lot of businesses, and I feel our heart goes out to them, but restaurants, bars, event organizations and venues and so forth are closing down or restricting. And, this could get worse before it gets better. And we're not here to put a fear factor in. We're here to say, let's take a step back. It's going to be okay. America, that's one of the great things about us, is that we love our freedom, which is why we have transportation the way we do. It's provide a living for everybody. We love America because we do pull together in times like this, and we have a passion to help each other, and it's really showing. And so as we look at all of this, there's a lot more positives than there are challenges ahead. So a couple things. One is that Bob's been there, and the good thing is that we just received a letter within the last 48 hours from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, their Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. They've acknowledged that automotive repair and maintenance facilities are part of that essential critical infrastructure workforce, and recommending that out to local municipalities and states as well. But our job is not done there. That's a starting point. The second thing is that if you haven't done so already, we've seen a lot of activity these last 72 hours. So there's two very important pieces that we need your help on. And Bob's talked about that. And one is notifying your governor to make sure that if they haven't already become part of that stimulus, that your state does, because that money will only be available to those states whose governors have signed on. So that's task number one. If you go to takingthehill.org website, or go to asashop.org and click on Taking the Hill, there is a way for you to do that through that. Fill it in, fill out the form completely. Even if you're not a member of ASA, please do so. Again, we're pulling together to help us all out. So even some of you members that we may have lost over the last few years, or chose not to be involved, or maybe involved locally instead, it's time to come back. We need your support, because we're doing this for you, and we need you back to continue our efforts. So again, get a hold of that takingthehill.org website, or asashop.org website. Click on Taking the Hill, fill out the form for the governor to get it signed. Okay, if your state's already done it, that's great. We'll block it from going on, meaning that they've already signed on. We're good to go. But just in case your state has not been one of them, because there's a handful of states that haven't yet, we need to have that grassroots effort. Second piece of this, and this is really important, just because that's at the federal level, that the Department of Homeland Security has made that awareness, let's face facts. The communities around us, the local communities around us and states, they have their hands full as well. So let's help them. Let's let them know that the Department of Homeland Security has already included automotive repair facilities and maintenance facilities in that essential critical infrastructure. Make them aware of that, so that as they're trying to process all this information and do what's best for their community, they know that we're there to keep transportation modes alive, because we got to keep our stores stocked. We got to make sure that people get to and from work. The essential employees can get to and from work, and we got to make sure that the car is maintained and able to do so, and get America back on their feet after this crisis is over. So get involved. There's again, going to Taking the Hill again. If you go there, you'll see there's also to get a letter to your local municipality. You can even cut and paste it, but make sure that your council people, along with your mayor, are advised of this. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to ASA. We'll get that information to you. If you can't find it, we're working Monday through Friday for you from 8:30 to 4:30 Central Time. We're answering emails whenever we can. That's probably the best bet. Go to info@asashop.org, and we'll follow it up. But please stay alert to this. You'll see more information coming from us this next week. But right now, that's the crucial piece. Make sure that your state and local government is aware of what the Department of Homeland Security is doing, and that we are an essential part of this infrastructure to keep the workforce going. So other things we can be doing. One, reassure your customers. I know this is some unique territory, but let's keep the shops busy as we can. And by doing that, maybe we have to do pickup and delivery service, something that we may not have done before. These are some suggestions we've gotten from both our Mechanical Ops Committee and our Collision Ops Committee, who are volunteers who also own repair facilities in those industries. They're sharing whatever they can from what they're getting from their colleagues as well. So all these recommendations are coming from your peers, but maybe offer discounts on towing. Make sure you're wiping down the steering wheels. Let customers know what you're doing to prevent this from being transmitted in their vehicles. When your shop is working on the vehicle, what your procedure is before they get it back. Wiping down the seats or covering the seats, or covering the seats before the car comes in and taking the covers off when the vehicle is being delivered. All those things go a long way to reassuring the American citizens that due diligence is being had. So those are some things. The other things are, I've been receiving a few phone calls from some of our vendors and supporters of the industry, and who also support ASA. And they've really been reaching out and saying, what can we do to help? They're going through the same procedures, wearing gloves and wiping down parts and wiping down steering wheels and coming through the doors or meeting you at the door and keeping the 6 feet. I mean, they're doing all the steps that the CDC's told us to do. And but just to make sure that you can keep your doors as open as well. So please, let's not forget them as well. Anything we can do to help them, help us, shall we say, let's do that, okay? So we talked about events. I know ATE, which was a big event or is a big event, ASA Northwest does. Normally it's March 27th through 29th. That has been postponed to July 31st through August 2nd. I just spoke to Jeff and his team just a couple days ago. They're excited because they found out that a majority of their presenters are still going to make it back and able to change their schedules to do this and put the program on. And Jeff's trying to close the couple little gaps they may have. And he's also said he's reached out to a lot of the attendees, and most of the attendees are coming back. But please go to the event page on asashop.org, and you'll see ATE, support them. Listed there are also our webinars and other things that are going on, and what other affiliates are doing maybe closer to you. Please look at that, support them as well. Everybody's working their butts off to try and get us through all this. Our annual business meeting and co-located events of CARS, TTF, live podcasts, and other things that are scheduled for May 4th and 5th. We've moved those to the board of directors when vendors started calling us, and some of our presenters were getting restricted travel just a little over a week ago. We did our efforts or put our energy into rescheduling that as well. So that'll be August 24th and 25th. Stay tuned. I'm happy to say that we're having the same success that Jeff has had with our presenters and our supporters, which tells you a lot about our industry. There's a lot of passion in our industry, and we're in this together for the long haul. Let's help each other out like we always do, and we're going to get through this quicker than later. So hats off to everybody that's been involved. I want to thank them. Again, take actions for consumers to make sure that you take their knots out. So our job here at ASA is to help take the knots out of you as small business owners, and also to reassure your employees, but also we have some work ahead of us, and that is, please reassure your consumers or your customers that you too are taking all the precautions necessary to get us through these tough times as well, and we'll get through it together. This coming week, again, just some call to action things. Make sure you educate the local municipalities, your city council, your mayors, even your governor. Reach out to them and keep them informed. Put them on your newsletters, whatever you need to do. Anything that you've got going out to address this with your members, try to keep them involved. And for the non-members, again, we need your support because these are the efforts we're doing. We can't do it alone. I want to thank everybody for taking a few minutes to be with me today. I want to thank again my staff for their hard work this past week. Get ready for another good week of hard work that you've been doing. So get your energy revitalized this weekend, get your rest. We need everybody healthy. To our members, A, thank you for your support. B, reach out to your local council people and mayor. And C, your governor again. And D, make sure your membership dues are up to date and stay supportive of us. I can't thank you enough for your support. To Bob Redding in Alexandria in Washington, D.C., thank you very much for everything you're doing. To our board of directors, thank you for having the vision to back off some of the things that we were working on and put this as a priority. Like you said, it's all about our membership. And, I appreciate your support and letting us do that and the staff answering accordingly. Thank you. Appreciate everything. Thank you for your support. For those we've lost, come on back. It's time. We miss you. God bless. Take care of yourself. Keep healthy. And we'll talk to you soon.